Hello, I'm Andy Bramhill, spiritual coach, psychic medium, angel communicator. Now, today I'm going to introduce you to the Archangel Metatron. We're going to talk a little bit about the energies surrounding this angel. We're going to do an Archangel Metatron meditation or activation, and then we're going to listen to some music channeled by the Archangel Metatron. So stick around, let's get straight to it. So, Archangel Metatron. Now, there's lots of varying and conflicting information about this angel around. It all depends on which religious books or texts that you read, or if you read what's written about this angel on the internet, you'll find a whole host of different opinions and ideas. Some of them conflicting, some of them seem to be generally coinciding on certain points. But if you know me, you'll know that the information that I give here on my channel and in my courses is generally information that has been channeled through me. That is to say, the voice of the angels talking to me directly. So at times, this information is different to what you might come across on the internet, but, well, you can take it or leave it. This is the information that has come to me through the archangels. So, what do we know about the Archangel Metatron? Well, there are those that say he's the head angel, he's the chief, he's the boss of the angels. There are others that say he's the right hand to God. Now, whenever the angels talk to me about this, who's the boss, who's above who, what hierarchy, they always seem to make it so apparent that they do not believe in an angelic hierarchy, that not one angel is better or stronger or more powerful than any other, that they are all absolutely equal, but they do have completely different sort of traits or purposes and energies. Now, because they're different, doesn't put one doesn't put one necessarily above the another. And they do say to me repeatedly that there is no angelic hierarchy, that they are all the same. So, is he a head angel? Well, probably not. Is he a powerful angel? Absolutely, definitely. A very big and powerful archangel. And he's actually quite akin to us because he's more on the human side than other angels. I'll talk about that a bit later on. But no, definitely not a head angel, but an important angel nonetheless. He's actually very different to all the other archangels as well. He's probably more different than any of the other angels from each other, which is also something which stands out about him. So there are those who say that the Archangel Metatron was human. He's said to be one of the only two archangels that actually incarnated on the earth. It is written that some people believe that the Archangel Metatron was in fact Enoch. There's a whole book written about Enoch. He was only mentioned a couple of times in the Bible, but later this other book was written. He may or may not have been incarnated as Enoch, but the information I received from him was that he had never incarnated at all. He was on the earth. He had appeared on the earth, but as a divine being with very dense energy, so dense that that you could touch him and he could touch you. So it appeared as if he was a human, but he was never actually a human being. He was always an angel, always has been. And when he spent his time on Earth, he was spending his time on Earth as an angel in human form, appearing in human form with his dense energies, but not actually a human being. So he's said to be twinned with Archangel Sandalfon, his twin brother. Archangel Sandalfon is also another very large and powerful angel. They're they're two of the few angels that have ON at the end of their name. All the other angels have EL at the end of their name, which means of God. These two, Sandalfon and Metatron, and in ON. So they are like set apart from the other angels. Okay. Now, what makes them different from the other angels is probably their connection with the human race. They are they have been living with humans as dense energies, living as humans, and it's very easy to talk to these archangels about human matters, about human problems, about our day-to-day problems as well. They're very accessible to us as human beings. It's very easy to talk to them. Much like it's quite easy to talk to the Archangel Michael, well, Archangel Metatron is just as accessible for me, at least. There we go. Different from all the other archangels, he's big. He is very big, very powerful, and very pink. Well, I see him as pink. People say that his energy is violet. Maybe I see it violet, pink sort of color. First time I saw him was I was doing some earth healing on the Isle of Wight, and I saw him appear on top of a hill. Absolutely huge angel appear on the top of the hill. So he helps me in guides that can in matters. He helps and guides me in matters that concern others and helping others. He's the pioneer of my angelic healing technique, which involves all of the archangels really, but he's the one that sort of channeled it through to me how to teach people angelic healing. He helps me with my angel courses, and he provides guidance for me on a daily basis. He sort of specializes in working with clearing out low vibrational energy. This is he tries to help people to understand and experience high vibrational energies, and he always helps you to raise your frequency. Okay, so this is quite a nice experience when you sort of submit yourself to him, and he's he can sort of help you to well, I say ascend, it's a very charged word these days, but to sort of raise your vibration and move out of the third dimension and establish that divine connection, which is the sort of fourth, fifth dimension. Okay. He's a pioneer of sacred geometry. Now, I could speak about sacred geometry for a whole video, so I won't go into too much detail here. You can look up sacred geometry on the internet. There's all sorts of information there. All life is made up from the basic forms of this sacred geometry, and the sacred geometry itself has a progression from pattern to pattern. So he's the master of sacred geometry and esoteric knowledge, and this helps us to comprehend and understand what is esoteric wisdom. Well, now as an example, you probably have heard about or have seen or know what is a Merkaba. This is like a sort of three-dimensional star figure. Now, when you draw this Merkaba on a piece of paper, you draw it in 2 dimensions, and it's basically a Star of David. Okay, so if you take it out of its 2 dimensions and look at it from a 3rd dimension, it then becomes this pointy star-like Christmas tree thing, which is known as a Merkaba. This shape can then be evolved again and taken into the fourth and fifth dimensions, where it serves as a tool to help us look down, helps us to ascend and look down upon ourselves. It's used as a vehicle to help transport us through the dimensions to higher dimensions. So the Archangel Metatron deals with all of these raising of frequencies, and helps us to raise to ascend from the third dimension through the fourth dimension and into the fifth dimension. He can also help us to go further. The progression of the sacred geometry itself actually goes on into the 11th and the 21st dimensions, which to me at the moment are completely unimaginable. I explain more about the different dimensions and about the difference between the third dimension, the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension in the angel course as well. So Archangel Metatron, he works with spiritually gifted children. He works with the children that have come, who are being born right now, who, well, I call it that they come hardwired for this age of ascension. It's like they're ready to live in this new age of where we are inhabiting the fifth dimension and working through the third dimension. It's not like one day we're all going to ascend to the fifth dimension and forget about the third dimension. We're going to still have to stay here on the third dimension. People are needed to work with the planet and this third dimension, but we also need to ascend into the fifth dimension. So we are going backwards and forwards between these two dimensions, which is the sort of divine plan, as it were, at the moment. So Archangel Metatron will work with children who have come ready for this next step in the human evolution process, which is this working from the fifth dimension. So these children come already prepared for this, and they actually find it quite a struggle to live in these third dimensional constraints of society, which we have set up. So most of them are falsely diagnosed as having ADHD and hyperactivity. The sort of child's sort of demonstrates uneasiness and can't be still, and it's that they can't be still within the confines that we're giving them. They're not really actually ADHD or hyperactive at all. They're just built for a different sort of world. So they'll become more comfortable as we progress and start ascending quite quickly, which is going to happen shortly. In general, the Archangel Metatron energies, well, they can help us to solve problems on an earthly level by connecting us to a spiritual solution, which is, once again, his connection with the human race. So, right now, if you'd like, I'm going to do an Archangel Metatron activation, or meditation if you prefer. So if you're ready to work with this Archangel, let's get comfortable, close our eyes, and we'll begin the meditation. Right, so the first thing that we're going to do is to sit straight, with our backs straight, and take 2 or 3 really deep breaths. Just let the air fall out. Don't force the air out, just let it fall out at its own pace. When you've taken 2 or 3 breaths, you'll notice that this changes gear, as it were, changes your mind, puts us into a more peaceful state. So we're now going to connect with the angelic realm. We're going to connect with the spiritual realm, and we're going to connect with the earth as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is I ask the highest force that I know, which for me is God and the angels, and I ask that only this highest angelic force be allowed to flow through me. Nothing that is of a lower energy than this force will be allowed into me. Only light and love from this angelic realm will be allowed to pass through. And I imagine this energy coming down from the heavens, from the angelic realm, and I imagine it over the top of my head. So if you can imagine a ball of light or a sphere of light energy hovering just above your head. And this energy is pure divine angelic energy. Now this energy is going to start funneling down into the top of your head through your crown chakra. A shaft of energy comes down from the ball of energy and starts entering into your crown chakra, going through your head, washing over your brain, behind your eyes, your nasal cavity, within your mouth, washing all the way through your cranium and on the outside of your head too, passing down through your throat and over your neck, down over your shoulders, this beautiful divine energy flowing through your head and your shoulders and down into your chest, where the energy starts to accumulate around your heart, or to be more precise, around your heart chakra. You feel warm, light energy filling your chest, filling the center of your chest. This is divine energy that is connected to the angelic realm. We're now going to call upon the Archangel Sandalfon, who will come in from below and who will give us earth energy from the ground below us. So we call upon the Archangel Sandalfon and we feel a connection to the ground. Feel your feet on the ground. Dig your feet into the ground a little bit if you can. Imagine that you are doing so. And feel that the earth is sending up white light energy, and it's coming from the Archangel Sandalfon. And this energy from the earth, from the center of the earth, pure earth energy, enters into your feet, flows up through your legs, through your waist, through your stomach, where it centers in your heart, and it creates another ball or sphere of light energy that's come from the ground upwards, directed and protected by the Archangel Sandalfon. You can now feel two balls of energy, one over the other, in the area of your heart. And this is the one that's connected to the earth and the one that's connected to the heavenly realm. Both balls of energy vibrating, both balls of energy inside your heart space. We're now going to call upon the Archangel Metatron to help us in this activation. And the Archangel Metatron is manifesting in the energy above your head a Merkaba. This Merkaba shape is traced with almost fluorescent-like lines, purple and pink. And it's gently rotating. The Merkaba rotates from left to right at the same time as it rotates up and down. It seems to be rotating in impossible ways, both up and down at the same time and left and right at the same time. And it slowly starts to spin until you can hardly make out the form. It just seems like a spinning ball, a mass of spinning vectors and angles. This is Archangel Metatron's Merkaba at work. As it spins, flashes and gives out light and healing energy. This Merkaba spinning just above your head is activating your soul star chakra. This is a chakra about 50 centimeters or 1.5 feet above your head. This is the chakra which connects us to the spiritual realm. And it's being activated now by this Metatron's cube, by this Merkaba sent by Archangel Metatron. You can feel your whole aura start to tingle as the Merkaba begins to activate your soul star chakra. You can feel your aura start to vibrate and tingle as this Merkaba begins to activate your soul star chakra. Your whole body is being spiritually awakened by this activation. Still in the presence of Archangel Metatron, the Merkaba experience on the top of your head is activating the Merkaba which you have inside your heart. You can start to feel another Merkaba shape, another Merkaba figure inside your heart start to spin, just where the energies are combining from the earth to the heavens. Within this ball of light in your chest, in the center of your chest, there is another Merkaba figure. This too starts to spin and rotate just as the last one did. You can feel it rotating and activating your heart chakra with this powerful Archangel Metatron energy. It fills your body with warmth and energy. You can now become conscious of both Merkabas operating at the same time, the one inside your heart and the one above your head in your soul star chakra. This is your activation from Archangel Metatron. This is opening you spiritually, and this is putting you in contact with Archangel Metatron, so you too can receive messages from this Archangel. Your body is now filled with this lovely purple or pink sacred geometric Metatron energy running through your body. Let this energy remain in your body, but let it also flow through your torso, flow through your legs and your feet, and flow into the ground below you. This is your gift to the earth. This energy is healing the earth below you and connecting you to the earth at the same time. You are now truly connected to the spiritual above and to the mundane below. You're connected to the earth and to heaven. Let the energy wash through you and cleanse and energize you spiritually. You can now start to slowly take stock of where you are. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe start to move fingers and toes. And slowly, little by little, start to become aware of where you are. So when you're ready, without losing this connection which you have, without losing this wonderful feeling of energy that you have inside you, you can open your eyes. The meditation will end, but the energy will continue to flow. So I hope you enjoyed that meditation or activation. We're going to listen to some music channeled by the Archangel Metatron in a minute. But before we do, if you'd just like to press like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're interested, that would be greatly appreciated. If you want to learn more about coaching sessions with me, spiritual coaching, or about my angel communication courses, then just get in touch through the website, which is linked in the description below. Okay, well, let's hear now the music from the Archangel Metatron. Thank you for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next one.